Your Excellency, Honorable Nados Bekele Thomas, Minister Mantashe, Minister Ramaphosa, the Executive Secretary of the Africa Refiners Distributors Association, Anibor, it is indeed an honor to be here. The G20 has always been a discussion about from wealthy nations and sometimes one African nation that gets really involved. This year has been something even more special. Africa leads the G20. South Africa did not just make a G20 about this country, it made it about Africa. And I want to thank the South African government for doing that. Throughout G20 dialogues, we at the Chamber have been involved in one way or the other. But most importantly, this country, its government, engage African leaders all across the board. When it comes to energy, Minister Ramaphosa and Minister Mantashe talked with most African ministers, private sector, public sector, getting various views, their opinions, to see how we have a truly represented African, truly a true African representation with all the dialogues. I can report to you, Africa was at the table, had participated, and our views have been heard thanks to South Africa. It showed leadership. And Mr. Mantashe, Mr. Ramaphosa, we thank you. As we have this gathering here, we also felt it was important for us to give them a chance to report to us some of the issues that they've discussed. Issues around energy poverty. That's as we sit here, we still have 600 million in our continent and more without access to electricity, 900 million without access to clean cooking. That is a human rights issue and a critical issue of our time. We are still living in Africa that we still need more than $15 billion investment when it comes to refineries, and also a lot more investment when it comes to our energy infrastructure. Because if we don't have that energy infrastructure, then we still keep our continent at a place where it's going to be dependent on external forces when it comes into that. I can report to you today that with the Africa Refiners and Distributors Association, they have been making plans and making moves, getting private sector and really pushing that we participate. It is time for us to look at Africa differently. At a continent that we still have to rely on external forces to invest. But we are still looking at almost $400 billion in African pension funds. But we reside in mostly Western countries, but we have to think different. How do we tap into pension funds to really finance our energy deficit, our energy infrastructure, and give Africans a fighting chance? Because there's nothing we could do, whether you look at renewables or you look at fossil fuels. But when you get this energy, you have to get this energy to people. Grid, boosting our grid infrastructure, and looking at tank farms, refining capacities, we might have to start thinking different. We might have to put skin in the game, folks. It's time for us to put skin in the game. We had almost 800 people registered here today, but I think the majority, Minister, they plan to come in the evening for the, we got it, what do you call it? A VIP cocktail. So when it comes to alcohol, we show up. Now when it comes to listening to Minister Mantashe, everybody stays home. That's okay, we know what you've done to them, you know. And, you know, it's always very difficult to have these conversations. And somebody asked me the other day and said, what's going to be the G20 declaration? I'm like, ask Minister Mantashe. And he said, well, you know, if we ask him, a lot of people are going to run away, but guess what? I can tell you, we are all in sync. The Minister Ramaphosa, Minister Mantashe, they have given us something that is so dear. I think sometimes when things are good, we forget when things were bad. We had times in this country when load shedding was a thing every day. They fixed it. They fixed it. And we need to be thankful. We're not done yet. We still need more. And I think that IRP sends the right message as to where we're going. And we have to be very solid as well. Why do I talk about that? When we get a South Africa that is strong, when you get a South Africa that leads, it means Africa leads. From Cape to Cairo, this continent can lead. From Cape to Cairo, this country can start putting us on that path that we deal with energy poverty and we'll deal with our issues. Whether you're from Nigeria or Dakar, Africa is yours. Africa is a place where we need to sit and heed to that clarion call to invest. At a time when everybody counts us out, we should be that generation that counts ourselves back in. That generation that says that we are going to change how things used to be. And we can charter that path, a path written by our own self. But we also have a choice to be, like what Mother Teresa will say, a pencil in the hand of God writing our own history. But that in itself starts with us. It starts from forums like this. It starts with how we protect the investments that come to this continent. But it also starts with us being very proud of our natural gas and even renewables, that we will not let somebody write the rules of what Africa would use to industrialize. Of course, we want to decarbonize, but what is there to decarbonize? The wealthy nations need to decarbonize. African nations need to industrialize. We must look at Africa first. Some choose not to be part of this today. That's okay, it's their loss. But we choose to be part of this because we are children that still have a future. We are a continent that is still young, with its majority under 25. That majority under 25, sometimes silent, sometimes not being able to be in these rooms. But as we sit here, we speak for them. We bring them in. The opportunities that we create tells those young people that can be here, that sometimes stuck in the back, it's us saying, come on down, come eat on my table. But as we move, we look at it, and I see an old Yankee in the back with a cowboy hat, and it's nice to have you. You did a really good job. But we look at guys like that, and we say, times have changed. It's time for us to pass the torch to our young people. Pass it on and say and tell them to climb to bigger mountains, not the Kilimanjaro, but even bigger, that they can go as much as you can see the Everest. And say, keep climbing, young people, because you know what? This continent belongs to you. Energy belongs to you. But while they're climbing, I tell the old guys like Minister Mantashe, turn back, look at them, and pass the rope and say they have other mountains to climb, but they still will be climbing too. And we will reach an African mountain that we have climbed, and we are there when those lights can light up, when we can power industries, and we can light up this continent and drive Africa to be that continent of the future. Thank you for giving this little country boy a chance to address you this morning, and I look forward to having a really good time, and if there's some whiskey in the evening, I want my share too. Thank you.